Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hi. I see the fans have arrived. Hello, hello. Welcome to Cherry Chat. I'm your host, Meg, and today I have the utmost pleasure of welcoming not one, but two of the stars of the wilds. Shoni is in the house, Mia Healey and Erana James. I'm so excited. I can tell that y'all are so excited. So we have so much to chat about today. Hello, everyone. It's so good to see everyone back. It's been like a year and a half since we've chatted with the cast. So much has happened. And so I'm so excited. Oh, I think we already have Mia. Oh my gosh, both the girls are here. Okay. Damn. All right, let's get everyone. Let me search for Mia. Okay, invite. Let's do this thing. Hello! Hello!
Hello.
Oh my gosh, hello!
Oh my gosh, we were actually, me and Erana were just on FaceTime just then, and she was like, oh my God, they're going live now, let's go.
I like to go a little early, get everyone jazzed. Everyone's obviously so excited.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, guys, it's been like a year and a half since I've chatted with you.
No, it's crazy. I was just thinking about that. I was like, was it last year? No, it was fully, yeah, that was ages ago.
It was crazy. It was crazy. And like so much has happened. I feel like back then, it was like the dream of Shoni. The fans wanted it. They were aching for it. They saw the chemistry. And now this season we got to fully explore their love.
I know.
Oh my gosh. I mean, how does it just feel that just so many people around the world are just so in love with these two and can just see themselves in their relationship? Like, how's it been feeling?
It's crazy.
It's so crazy. We talk about it all the time. We're like, what?
I know.
Just like honored, but yeah. It's like a pinch me all the time, hey.
Yeah, it very much. And especially because me and Erana are like best friends IRL. It's also like, what? It's like, just like, it's like the weirdest thing. Like, that's not a normal human thing to like have happen to you or feel. Like, very oddly. It is exactly very, very pinch me. Crazy.
It's crazy. It's truly crazy. I got to talk to Shannon and Sophia last week.
Yeah.
And we were kind of like diving into the fandom and how it's like, you have like Marvel, DC, the Wilds. Like, really, it is like such a fandom.
I love that.
I know.
That's what I compare it to. But it's just like the love. I've never seen so much love, acceptance, support come through on like in social in the way that it has with this show. And it's just magical. I'm just grateful that we got to talk to y'all when it started, and now it's seeing how much it's progressed. It's so cool. It's such an honor.
Yeah.
I'm honored. I'm so
Thank
happy.
you.
Well, let's talk about gratitude for a second, because I feel like that's a big theme of season 2. Shelby says to Tony that, she's so grateful for the good. And so let's talk about a little bit how we see those themes in this season, and how even though all the young women are still stuck on this island, which sucks, this loyalty forms, this family dynamic, this gratitude for each other forms. Let's talk about that.
No, totally. I also feel like when you come into season 2, you sort of meet the women and we're all just like in our place on the island with our community, with our family. And, obviously they're still surviving, but, like that immediate threat is sort of removed. And it's so beautiful to be able to see each other, like us lean on each other, and like these different pairings come up. And like I always think about with Shelby and Rachel and that sort of like a very unsuspecting friendship, especially in season 1, come through, and then like her physically leaning on you, emotionally and spiritually leaning on Shelby it's so beautiful.
It truly is. I think what the series has done really is it said, if we eliminate judgment, if we eliminated stereotypes, if we eliminated yeah, what is possible. I think really that's why it resonates with so many people, because it's truly, it's so stripped down, and you get to meet these women go on journeys of self-acceptance, of self-love, of relationships that they would have never had before, and how beautiful those relationships are. It's a really such a, it's really, gosh, it's like so joyful to watch. Again, even though they're stuck on an island.
Yeah.
You know?
It was so joyful to film as well, like being able to, in this season, be I mean, at least I feel like we can speak on behalf of like the Shoney of it all, like being able to like be in like love and happy and safe. It feels good as an actress to be able to like feel that every day. Like it makes you feel so it was just such a joy to do.
Mira and I were talking about how in this season, like again, the shiny of it all, we got to share so much laughter, and that part of it, obviously, you know, there's off-screen laughter all the time, but like actual on-screen being able to like fall into each other and like roll around and like hilarity and like those moments, like especially at the beginning of episode 6, like that scene, the finish him scene was like one of the best days because it was just so fun.
That was so fun. It felt like ridiculous. Like, and me and Erana have said this before, like, you know, we were kind of saying to each other every time we'd like kind of like finish a take, we'd be like, oh, you know, like I feel like I'm not acting. I feel like I'm not doing like putting enough like work in or effort in or something like that. And then we were like, wait a minute, it's just because we're truly just like present and living in this moment. And it's like us as well, like in that finish him scene, like all those laughs, like it was kind of funny because we're laughing because it's, you know, in the script it's like they're laughing, but then also it's like we're cracking up, but it's almost about two different things. Like I felt like laughing at like something else. It's just like so
the playfulness. And I think what you're kind of describing too is like, it's like the gift of it all. It sounds cheesy, but it's like y'all are giving us a gift, and this experience is gifting you with each other's friendships behind the scenes. And I think that's why the chemistry is so palpable and strong on screen, because it's truly like authentically there. And what a gift. I mean, like that's all like, I mean, that's the power of storytelling. It's like what you're creating, and then knowing that y'all are having such a blast and such a wonderful experience doing it is amazing. I want to talk a little bit about the dynamics that happen this season between the two of you, because, you know, Shelby, like I said, I think in this season, she's at a place where with the help of, you know, Tony's love, she knows she deserves love. She's at that point where she's like, I deserve love. But really what she's worried about is going back home and does her, you know, I feel good about myself, but I don't know now how I feel about my God, my family, my religious community. How did that sort of approach how you played her this season, knowing that it was like she felt good, but it was more like, will I be accepted by those other people?
It was, you know, I feel like for Shelby in this season, this was the closest she's ever felt to heaven. And being that close to something that you've dreamt of your entire life, I think you're always afraid of it crashing down on you. And also I think because, you know, in her faith, in her personal experience with her faith and her family, it kind of cheated her. Those things that were supposed to lift her up and ground her, you know, her family and her God, ended up kind of cheating her into this sadness. So I think when she feels happiness, there's always going to be that voice in her head that's like, you know, when is this going to cheat me? Because, you know, God and her family made her feel good for a long time. For, you know, there were times where she felt really good living that life and being that person. So, you know, it's that anxiety of like, when is this all going to end? But yeah, I think she just, wanted to.
No, that's so impactful. And I feel like that's so relatable a lot for like women in general. I think like too, it's like, I mean, I know for myself, it's like always this idea of it's too good to be true. Yeah. Because I think that because when things are stacked against you, whatever it is, and you feel like you're achieving that heaven. You're like,
yeah.
And then Erana, seeing how Tony sees the distress and immediately thinks that it's her fault, that it's like she feels like, that makes me cry, because like, let's talk about the like how selfless, how selfless she loves, almost to a fault.
Yeah, it's so. Again, I remember filming that scene and receiving that script and just reading how like, yeah, it feels so sad for Tony because of just how like undeserving of love she like genuinely feels to her core. And so obviously if something's wrong, and obviously if this person who she loves so much is feeling away, then obviously it is about her, because how could she be loved? How, like, how could someone like her love somebody, like Tony? So it's, and that's hearing you just talk about it then, Mia, and then the payoff that these two get from like accepting and sort of forgiving themselves for how they sort of treat themselves on the inside is so beautiful, because it's just, yeah, I mean, we were talking to the writers and they were talking about how, all of the struggles for the women this season come from inside. I mean, when they said that at the beginning of the season, I was like, oh, I wonder how those are going to manifest in our characters. And then just like, seeing this journey of love that they both go on, I was like, it's just so punishing to themselves. It's
It's so good. It's so meaty too and complex. It must have been, so fun to sort of dive into that. And
totally.
I hope everyone has a Shoni in their life. If it's platonic, if it's a family love or a romantic love, just that true selfless love. It's like, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Also, one of my favorite scenes was, which we find out is Shelby's dream. It's a dream she's having. Talk about that, because that was a powerful scene. First of all, Mia, your voice is gorgeous.
I guess.
You didn't
like,
even know
the
the half
song
of it.
slaps. I was like, I love this. The haircut's great.
Love the haircut.
I'm like, I hope that, the haircut is so cute.
I love that we can actually talk about this now, because we're and then I'm like, or now I'm like, yeah, I'll say that.
I mean,
we had a lot of fun that day. I mean, I remember watching Mia up on that stage and I was like, oh, you are just like sitting in that seat. You've got that microphone, like you entirely owned not the frame, but like the whole room, dude. It was so cool.
It's true. It's like a pin could have dropped, and it was so powerful. I mean, let's just talk about too the dynamic between the two of you filming that, because this was the first time, even though it is a dream, it's the first time that your characters are kind of meeting in the outside world.
That was so cool for so many reasons. And one of the biggest reasons was also just being able to be like in like nice makeup and like see
y'all looked good. Yeah.
It's a completely different show. Like we were, we went on the island, we were in this bar, and like we're like there were all these like extras, and it was like me and Erana there together. Like, so we didn't get to do any of our like backstory together, obviously. So it was like I felt like I was on a completely different job with Erana, like physically when we were like it was the best day, and it was such a beautiful scene and such a interesting scene. I remember reading it when we first read the episode, and that's how it starts. We were like, wait, what? We was it was crazy. But yeah, I mean, it was an interesting opportunity to dive into Shelby's kind like subconscious, like that's her, what's keeping her up at night, I guess, being challenged by. And it's always cool because you always have to do that sort of work as an actress to make your character make sense and to play this person authentically and honor them. But it's always such a trip and such a joy to be able to actually like play out a scene which is about what she's feeling and thinking on in her brain. So that was just a very cool moment and day, and it was a lot of fun.
I also think like for when coming into that scene, obviously Mia had spent time recording it previously, and then when I had arrived on set, they were setting up for Mia's shot, and there were all the extras there. So I really felt like I was, I like rounded the corner of the bar and I saw her on the stage, and it really was like that exact moment that Tony had, seeing her there and being like, oh shit, and then like making my way through, planting my drink down, and then it's like the moment where the camera kind of just nudges to the side and we actually can see each other, and it's like, it felt insane. Like that really, it felt so, it was like a laser beam through the room. It was like Mia's over there, I'm over here, and like anything else in my way was just didn't even matter. It was just like, and it was
y'all spoke volumes with your eyes in that moment. And that's like, I love that whenever you get, it's like there was a conversation going on that was so in sync, full of so much emotion, and not even a word was said. I mean, they were singing, but you know what I mean? And it was, I mean, kudos to y'all, your performance in that scene. That was, chef's kiss. Like, that was like to your point, Mia, it felt like all of the work that had gone on developing this relationship and these characters in this moment felt just so natural.
Yeah. And also, just to add, to go on what you were saying, Erana, that was the same for me as well. Like seeing like Erana, like as Tony, like walk around the bar, and like I actually was like singing, and I was like, oh my god, because there's so many extras, there's so many people you don't know there. Like I really felt like I was really out there by myself. You know what I mean? And then around the corner, I was like, yes. I was like, so like it was like that feeling, like interesting how like art reflects life sometimes. But it was one of those moments for sure that I felt very like connected in that scene, because it was true to me in my real life at the same time, like everything happening. It was just very cool.
I also, I mean, this is like a personal level. I had like a bit of a bad day on set that day. Like everyone has their day here and there where like, the day just gets you. And again, sitting around all those strangers, and then, from like an Erana level as well as a Tony level, like being able to see Mia, I was like, I'm okay, and like it made me feel, because it was a hard day, and so it was beautiful.
That is really beautiful. And I'm picturing the scene while y'all are talking, and I can totally see that. I can see that it was home.
Yeah.
Y'all looked at each other and it was home. It was like the world disappeared. And like you said, for Shelby and Tony, it was, their relationship reflected. And then for Erana and Mia, it was also home.
Yeah.
That's really sweet. Oh, wow. That makes me love that scene even more. Wow.
Yeah. For sure.
Speaking of the future and dreams and, taking these characters places, because that was so unexpected. It was such a treat too, because like I said, we've never gotten that before. Where do you hope these characters go? There's so much more themes to explore. I mean, where, in your wildest dreams, where do you want these characters to go? Where would you love to see Shelby?
Wildest dreams? Ooh. If we're going wild.
Yeah, we can go wild. Wild. Let's get wild.
Okay, like probably ridiculous. And if I'm talking, I'll talk wild, and then I'll be a little bit more sensible with the answer. But like, could you imagine like Tony and Shelby like shacked up on like some farm and like totally living like a countryside life, like stunning? Would be completely obsessed with that. Like they come back to their cities and their societies, like, oh no, the island time is better. Find a little piece of that somewhere. Beautiful.
Yeah.
But
that's really sweet. That's not that wild. I can see that for them. I don't think that's that crazy.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe it is. But okay, no, Mia, you go. Then I'm gonna think of my other one.
I feel like, and this is like very like, this sounds like something that's like really would happen in real life. Because in my head, I'm going, these girls, they live in different parts of the country. They're gonna come back from the island. They're gonna get out of the bunker and go back home or whatever, and they're gonna be like, I miss you, blah, blah, blah. But they're not going to be able to like move together because it's like my life's here, my life's there. So they're going to start doing like, okay, like once a month, it's like meet at this like island, like thing. You'll get like an Airbnb or something.
Oh my goodness.
They purposely shipwreck themselves.
Yeah,
They're like,
exactly.
once a month, we're gonna,
Yes.
forget our sunblock and we're gonna go
I
on.
love that.
I feel like they'd be doing that for a while and then like figuring out the new normal and then like, I don't know, moving in together hopefully.
Well, it's yeah, I mean, it's like really a truth. It's like whenever we figure out the whole mess of like how they're being manipulated and all the Gretchen of it all, at the end of the day, how can you sort of come back from this in a sense of, it reminds me of one of my favorite movies is Castaway. I don't know. I could watch it on repeat. It reminds me a lot of, when we see Tom Hanks return, to home and he sleeps on the floor for days and he's just, yes, as humans, we're extremely adaptable, right? Like I don't have a fear that these women won't go on to have beautiful lives and fulfilling lives, but I don't think they'll obviously never be the same from this experience. And I kind of like the whole farm idea because it gives them a little bit of that isolation that we're all craving as people in this crazy world of ours. We're all craving this sort of balance between turning it all off.
Totally.
And then I can see Mia and Shelby can like perform open mics at like the little bar down the street.
Oh my God.
I could see like Tony like, handing out shots, like being like owning a bar. Yes.
This is very fun to talk about. Can I just say, this is so nice to talk about. Like, oh.
Well, we got to see a little dream this season, so I'm dreaming. I think that's what the Wilds fans do. They probably just dream up all of scenarios all day of where they want these characters to go.
No, absolutely. And also, like, I also feel, I mean, obviously, aside from the intense personal journeys that each of these characters go on, I don't know if they could just slip back in. I think they need each other to like remind themselves of this time that will feel like a dream to them if they just like slip straight back into where they came from. I feel like it would feel like a dream because you couldn't bear certain pictures. It's like, so they needed each other to kind of like remain grounded in that memory.
It's a forever bond. It's a forever bond of sisterhood, of family. And it is kind of like a take on your chosen family. They obviously didn't choose each other, but they do kind of choose each other in a way by leaning on each other so much and learning from each other. There's also a lot of, I would say too, like there's a lot of just acceptance. Like when Tony and Shelby get together, like the girls are psyched.
Yeah.
Even Martha, who we were like a little worried about, maybe like she'd be, because she has such a strong connection.
Yeah.
They're so accepting. And I think that's right there, the theme of the series. It's like, and that solidifies it. It's like these women are gonna, and they're also so, they don't hold back with each other. They're very honest with each other. But they're also gentle when need be. It's like they understand how to sort of balance that. And it's just like, I'm so curious to see where it goes. I know all the fans can't wait for season 3 and 4 and 5 and then we'll get to maybe we get to the like cabin in the woods at like season 6. I don't know.
The spin-off season,
But y'all are so lovely. Thank you so much for chatting with me again.
Thank you for having us.
That went
gosh.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, this was so fun, and I hope it's not another 1.5 years until we chat next, but
totally.
But enjoy. I hope y'all are celebrating each other. And before I let you go, though, in the spirit of celebrating and uplifting each other as women, which this show does so beautifully, is there just an artist or someone in the entertainment industry right now who's really inspiring you, who you just want to put on everyone's radar who's watching?
Erana James.
Oh,
Stop it. Well, I can't say
besides
somebody else.
each
No, can
other.
I? It do be me, Healey. It really do.
Gosh. No, I'm not sure. That's a good question. I have to think about that.
I know. Well, yeah,
Can I, like,
because
write
you have
into you
all your
after?
fans watching right now, and it's always cool to like, shout out a little love. If there's someone that you think maybe, needs a follow, needs some love.
You know what I am gonna say? My amazingly wonderful, talented housemate, Gabby Sao, who is also a actor, and she writes her own material as well and has a web series called Celebration Nation that is really amazing. That I think
Okay, amazing. We'll have to check that out. Celebration Nation, everyone, look it up. Yes.
Yeah. My friend Brody Townsend is in a show on Netflix called Heartbreak High that's coming out soon. So everyone keep an eye out for that and spread the love. Thank you.
Brody, okay. See, it feels good. It feels good to spread it. All right, thank you so much. Y'all have a lovely rest of your day, night, wherever it is. I know that, Erana, you're
morning
in
to me. I'm in Melbourne. Yeah.
Okay, what time is it there?
It's like 8:30, 8 a.m. Totally
Oh
reasonable.
my, bless you. I would bless the.
Oh, we've had worse over here for these times. This has been perfect sleeping.
Okay, well, much love, much love. Thank you so much.
Yeah, much love. See you soon.